Hey everybody, Nathan Lyle here and welcome to Anime Corner, the show where I talk about this previous simulcast, some of my favorite shows to watch. And in this video for the spring 2015 simulcast, I'm talking about some of my favorite comedies. And so some of the ones I watched were, one of them was Mikagura School Suite, which is about this girl. She loves playing mobile games, playing these like eroge things where she gets girls to fall in love with her. And she wants her real life to be like this, so she's constantly hitting on every chick that moves. And so one day her cousin ends up inviting her to this exclusive like private school where she finds out that everybody at the school has some sort of strange power, and she herself eventually gets one as well. And everybody representatives from different clubs will fight each other. Winners of different battles get perks and stuff like that. And it's a pretty interesting anime. It's got a lot of great comedy, it's got a lot of good fighting, it's got a very interesting storyline. Like the story, as far as the story aspect goes, I feel like it starts a little slow. It starts off as like a comedy and then slowly transitions into like a story-based anime with comedy in it. And so, like for me, the thing that most drew me to this and that kept me coming back was just the fact that it made me laugh. So that for me was the biggest draw to this one. But it does have a half decent storyline, just not one that I felt was really great. And then there's also I Can't Understand What My Husband Is Saying. It's coming back for a second season, and it's just as amazing as the first. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go check it out. The whole series is amazing. Season 2 is as great as Season 1. And it's just, like, I think it can take you like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to just sit there marathon through both seasons of this. So just, if you haven't checked it out, why not? Just go watch it. Seriously, it's really funny. And then another one is Show by Rock, which I don't even know if it really belongs in this category. But, it didn't really fit in most other places either. It's about this girl, she's in high school, and she plays guitar. She wants to join like the music club, join the band, but she's too shy to ask permission. And one day she gets sucked into this like parallel universe of Meaty City, where there are people all trying to be rock idols and whatnot. And she was called there in order to fight off dark monsters, and she ends up joining this band. And they're trying to, like, I can't even tell you what half of the story is, but like the band's trying to get famous while she's also trying to fight off the dark monsters and save this whole universe. Like I don't know, it looked like it had promise and it had potential. It's just, I guess, not one I can really recommend. It just wasn't my flavor. It's not necessarily bad. I just didn't like it. Like, I didn't hate it. It just wasn't that much fun or enjoyable, and it just, as it kept going, it just felt like it's dragging on, and I'm just wondering when it's gonna stop. So yeah. And then there's Shokugeki no Soma, which, oh my god, it's a show about this kid, and like he's a teenager, and he grew up with his dad, who's a chef who owns his own little diner, and he makes food so good that it makes people have orgasms. And Soma is training to try and be as good as his dad. He wants to be able to cook better than him. He wants to beat him so that he can have the right to take over their family business. But one day, Dad tells him, "Oh, I'm selling the family business and I'm shipping you off to this exclusive private cooking school that all the best chefs in the world graduated from." And that's where the fun begins, man. It's a great little show, and the only bad thing I can say about it is that it makes me really hungry. It's just, it's a show all about just a high school where people learn to be great chefs, and they just keep cooking up a storms, and there's just a lot of comedy, and people have these food battles where they each make a dish, and just try to make theirs taste better than the other person. And it's just a really fun anime to watch, man. And then there's Kaito Joker, which is, I've said before, one of my favorite Phantom Thief stories ever. You know, it's really funny, it's very just cartoony, which I know technically all of these are cartoons, but like, I don't know, Joker is very cartoony, and it's just, you know, it's a show about a guy, he's a Phantom Thief, he robs people, and it's fun and interesting. If you're into Phantom Thief storylines, this one's worth checking out. Like I said, it's my personal favorite, mostly just because of the comedy aspect. It's got a decent storyline too, especially in season 2. A lot of interesting twists and turns, and so I feel like this is one worth checking out if you're into this genre. And if you're not into this genre, you know, it still might be worth taking a look at. And then there's Rine, which, you know, it's a story about a girl. She's in high school and she sees spirits. And one day a new boy transfers into her class, and this boy turns out to be a Shinigami. He helps, he carries spirits over to the next world, and so they end up kind of working together to, like, you know, save lost spirits and guide them to the will of reincarnation and stuff. And it's really funny, and it's got some very interesting storylines, and this one just, for the most part, it continues to get better and better every episode. And I think it's definitely worth sitting through, especially because when you get closer and closer to the end of the series, oh my god, there's this one storyline where oh my god, it's just so funny. It's definitely worth checking out. Honestly, the only thing I don't like about it is that there's a romance aspect to it, which, you know, when you've got high school kids, you kind of expect that, but it just feels so unnatural. It feels forced, because it's like, it doesn't really feel like they set it up all that well. It's just like, oh, suddenly halfway through the show, bam, everyone's just in love with each other for no reason at all. And I just don't like it. It didn't really feel that well done to me. I just couldn't get on board with that, so I'm not shipping anybody. But other than that, really fun show. And so for me, my top 3 favorites from this place, definitely, I say number 1 is Shokugeki no Soma, number 2, Rine, and then third favorite would probably be Mikagura Score Suite. And so yeah, if you want to check some of those out, links are down in the description below. If you've seen any of these, you know, comment below if you liked them, why not. Tell me some of the anime you're looking forward to for the next simulcast for the summer session, and, you know, I might end up watching those and reviewing them in the next anime corner. Also, be sure to check out some of the other videos on this playlist to learn about some of the other anime I was watching during the simulcast.